house for Kartik? Are you going to do more seva? More chanting?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
You're going to sing the Damodar song? Offer one lamp?
Yes.
You know the song?
Yes. We all know by heart.
Really?
Yes.
You know by heart?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. So did you sing it today? Did you make your offering today yet?
No, we are doing it in the evening, Gurudev.
Yeah, right. We're also going to do it in the evening. In the temple in Vrindavan, we do it in the morning and in the evening.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it this evening. I didn't do it yet. I was busy all morning. I'm going to do it tonight. But usually we only sing this song this one month in the year. So every year I have to revise it because I forget it.
Okay. Because we used to go and do aartis, no, Gurudev, in different houses. So automatically we learned it by heart. It just came.
Oh. You're doing it in different houses every
No,
day?
we used to do earlier. For so many years we were doing. So we learned it automatically. We learned it by heart.
Oh. You can remember?
Yes.
From last year? Because you didn't do it for a year, right?
Yeah, 1 year I couldn't do Gurudev because of my husband's. But we did at home. In spite of that, we did at home amongst us.
Okay. Even though it's not the month of Damodar, you still do it, huh?
No, Gurudev, we do it only in the Damodar month.
Oh, you do it only this month, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody in your family does it, yeah?
Yes. Even the children know it by heart.
Only you know it by heart.
No, even the children.
Oh, children also know. Wow.
Yes.
Wonderful. Do you do kirtan the rest of the year also? You have regular kirtan all year?
No, on and off. But Damodar Aarti only during this month. Only during the Kartik month.
Every day?
Every day we do it.
Oh,
and we get on all new diyas, disposable diyas with this matti diyas, offer and throw it. So we buy a whole lot of about 100 diyas and keep.
Wonderful. So are you going to all the houses this year also?
No, over here it's very difficult. And now to lockdown, no, Gurudev.
Oh,
and here people
lockdown.
are not. Yes, they all have their own beliefs. Ganesh and Shiva, Lord Shiva. So it's not easy.
Where were you doing it before? Which place?
I did in Sri Lanka also when I was there.
Where?
In Sri Lanka.
Oh, Sri Lanka. Okay.
Sri Lanka we did. When I went to Rome, when I went to Jamaica, there also I did in a few houses.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Today we have 12 participants and 7 from Geneva. I will just share the screen, Guru Maharaj, for Bhagavad Gita. Piranglo Prabhuji, do you want to start it?
Okay. But I am with my phone,
Okay.
so I have
Okay.
to find out where is the text. Where is the
Okay.
text?
Okay, no problem. Tanmay Prabhu, do you want to read it?
Okay, I can do it. I can do it.
Yes, Mataji, sure.
Oh, he's waiting.
Dukheshu anudvigna mana, Dukheshu vigata spriha, Bhita raga bhaya krodha, Sthita dhira muniruchyate. One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. The word Muni means one who can agitate his mind in various ways for mental speculation without coming to a factual conclusion. It is said that every Muni has a different angle of vision. And unless a Muni differs from other Munis, he cannot be called a Muni in the strict sense of the term. Nasab Rasir, Yasa Matam Na Bhinam, Mahabharata in Banaparva. But the Sthita Dhir Muni, as mentioned herein by the Lord, is different from any ordinary Muni. The Sthita Dhir Muni is always in Krishna consciousness, for he has exhausted all his business of creative speculation. He is called Prashanta Nishesha Manorathantara, or one who has surpassed the stage of mental speculations and has come to the conclusion that Lord Sri Krishna or Vasudeva is everything. Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Shudurlava. He is called a Muni fixed in mind. Such a fully Krishna conscious person is not at all disturbed by the onslaughts of the threefold miseries, for he accepts all miseries as the mercy of the Lord. Thinking himself only worthy of more trouble due to his past misdeeds, and he sees that his miseries by the grace of Lord are minimized to the lowest. Similarly, when he is happy, he gives credit to the Lord, thinking himself unworthy of the happiness. He realizes that it is due only to the Lord's grace that he is in such a comfortable condition and able to render better service to the Lord. And for the service of the Lord, he is always daring and active and is not influenced by attachment or aversion. Attachment means accepting things for one's own sense gratification, and detachment is the absence of such sensual attachments. But one fixed in Krishna consciousness has neither attachment nor detachment because his life is dedicated in the service of the Lord. Consequently, he is not at all angry, even when his attempts are unsuccessful. Success or no success, a Krishna conscious person is always steady in his determination.
Okay, so what Krishna is describing about the Sthita Dhir Muni, the mind, one whose mind is controlled. He's understood that Lord Krishna is everything. Well, first of all, he's called a Muni, fixed in mind. So mind is fixed. And he knows Krishna is everything. So he's fully Krishna conscious. And he accepts all the miseries, all the difficulties which come. He doesn't get thrown about. He's not disturbed by them. Minimized to the lowest. He sees the miseries by the grace of the Lord are minimized. A devotee thinks that actually I'm such a bad person, I'm meant to suffer much more. but Krishna's only giving me a little suffering. When we're suffering, the devotee thinks like that. He thinks that I'm such a bad person, I should be suffering much more. But Krishna's just giving me a small amount of what I should be getting. He's reduced my suffering so much. And when we're happy, then what should we think, Ramya? When we're happy, how should we receive it? Padma?
Yeah, we should think that it's Krishna's mercy and give the credit to Krishna.
We should think that I should get much more happiness. Krishna didn't give me all the happiness I deserve. Right?
Yes.
Huh?
No. No.
That's what we would think. Oh, I should have got more happiness. He didn't give me all I want. No, of course, the devotee will think that actually I didn't deserve all this happiness, but Krishna's encouraging me. I'm not worthy to get all this happiness, but Krishna's encouraging me. So like that, we see everything. We see that Krishna's taking charge of everything and he's doing everything, helping us to give us the best.
We should give the credit to Krishna.
Yes. And devotee keeps a strong desire to want to serve Krishna. Attachment. Attachment means taking things for our sense gratification. But a devotee, sense gratification is dedicated to Krishna. So a Krishna conscious devotee doesn't have attachment or detachment. Why? Why do you think, Padma? Why doesn't a devotee have attachment or detachment?
Because he is dedicated to Krishna.
Because nothing is his, right?
Yes.
Nothing is mine. Right? Can't be attached to something which is not yours. If you can't be attached to it, you can't be detached to it either. It's not yours. So there's no question of attachment and detachment.
Yes.
So this is Krishna consciousness. Okay?
Yes, Gurudev.
So even when we're not successful, success or no success, Krishna conscious person is always steady. Just like we do devotional service and, we may try to organize a big program. Sometimes want to do things, we want to make a big program and we may think, oh, nobody's coming, or I worked so hard to organize the program, nobody came. But we have to accept, Krishna's in charge. We tried, we did, the results are given by Krishna. One time the devotees put on a big program and they had a big hall in New York, but nobody came. And Prabhupada went, Prabhupada gave a talk and everything. And then devotees apologized to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, very sorry, we didn't get many people come. You gave such a nice talk. But Prabhupada said, what do you mean nobody came? Didn't you see Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva? They were there. So Prabhupada saw Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva had come to attend the program. So like that, this is the vision of the pure devotee. Similarly, Lord Nityananda and Haridas, they went to Jagai and Madhai, and in the beginning, they failed. They had to run to save their life. Jagai and Madhai chased them, and they had to run away. But actually, there's no failure in Krishna consciousness. Rather, the attempt, just the fact that they attempted to do something for Krishna is glorious. So that's important, that with devotees not attached to the results. We want to make the attempt to try to do something for Krishna. And that's very pleasing to Krishna. Okay, go ahead.
Two 2.57. Simon Prabhu, do you want to read? Okay. Ramya Mataji, do you want to read it?
Yes, Vaishnavi. Ya sarvatra na vishneshana tat pranaya subham nadanti na devasti tasya prajana paritishita. Translation: in the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor depressing it. It is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. Purport: there is always some upheaval in the material world, which may be good or evil. One who is not agitated by such material upheavals, one who is unaffected by good and evil, is to be understood to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one is in the material world, there is always the possibility of good and evil, because this world is full of duality. But one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness is not affected by good or evil, because he is simply concerned with Krishna, who is all good, absolute. Such consciousness in Krishna situates one in a perfect transcendental position called technically Samadhi. Hare Krishna.
So Lord Krishna is replying to Arjuna's question, right? Do you remember the question, Ramya? Do you remember Arjuna's question?
5 questions, Gurudev.
Yes, do you remember?
Why should I fight for that 5 questions, Gurudev?
No,
No.
no, he was asking about what is the nature of one who has achieved transcendence?
Yeah.
How does he sit and how does he walk? How does he speak? And what is his language? How does he, like that? What is the nature of one who has achieved transcendence? How does he speak and what is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk? Isn't it? Is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhu.
Mhm.
So, Lord Krishna is describing the nature of somebody who is in transcendental consciousness. So, it's described unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising or despising it. Is fixed in perfect knowledge. In other words, what could you say about such a person? Ramya, what would you think?
Materialistic
You
person.
think he's materialistic? It says he's unaffected, whether good or evil. So he doesn't praise it, he doesn't despise it.
Yes. Mhm.
He's in perfect knowledge. So would you say he's very attached?
No, detached.
Right. Yeah, he must be very detached, right?
Detached.
He's not thinking about the material world. Prabhupada said, there's always some upheaval in the material world, maybe good or bad. But one who is not agitated by such mental upheavals, who is unaffected, is in Krishna consciousness. Right? If we're going to be detached from it, we have to be Krishna conscious. As long as we're in the material world, there's always the possibility, good and evil, because the world is full of this. But one who is in Krishna consciousness is not affected by good or evil. Why? Because he's simply thinking of Krishna. And Krishna is always good. There's no good or bad for Krishna. Krishna is transcendental. So such consciousness in Krishna puts one in samadhi. You know this word samadhi, Ramya? You must know. Ramya Mataji, right?
Yeah, yes, Gurudev, samadhi in the sense, according to Krishna.
Yes, what samadhi mean? What's the meaning?
Going back to Godhead.
Well, samadhi is, if you do yoga, you're not doing yoga. Doing any yoga, Ramya?
No, no, Gurudev. I don't know.
No. So if you did Astanga yoga, samadhi is the final stage of Astanga yoga. Samadhi means fixed mind.
Okay.
Samadhi, fixed mind. Fixed mind, just like we can see here, the person's mind is very fixed. Our minds are up and down. Oh, one day we're very good, one day, next day we're very down, one day we're very up, next day we're very down. We're very much affected by everything. Oh, my children got sick. Oh, my husband's not well. Oh, business is no good. Oh, the weather's terrible. I'm freezing. Oh, I'm suffering. Our minds are always affected, material situation. But one who is in samadhi, fixed mind. So how do we fix the mind? What do we have to fix the mind on?
Krishna.
Yes, or the Lord in the heart, the super soul, Paramatma. And for us, we're bhakti yogis. We fix the mind on Krishna. But for the yogi, the meditators, they will meditate on the super soul, the Paramatma. Right? This way, fix the mind, samadhi. So perfectly fixed, firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. We have to have some knowledge, we have to have some understanding to fix the mind. If we don't know anything, how will we fix the mind? You're going to make the mind empty, make it blank? Very difficult. How can do that? How long you could keep your mind empty? Do you do meditation, Ramya Maharaji?
Not even a second, Guru Maharaj.
Huh?
Not even a second, only while chanting.
Yes,
Right.
right.
Otherwise, it's very
Not even
difficult.
a second, yeah, make the mind blank. How is it possible? Cannot. We have to fill, so we want to fill the mind with the holy name, with Krishna, thoughts of Krishna. That is perfect samadhi. Okay, we'll go ahead. Next verse.
So I may do it. I may read.
Okay.
Yada sadarate chayam kurmo ganiva sarvasha indriya nindriyar tepyas tasya prajna pratishtita. One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects, as the tortoise draws his limbs within the shell, is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. The test of a yogi, devotee, or self-realized soul is that he is able to control the senses according to his plan. Most people, however, are servants of the senses and are thus directed by the dictation of the senses. That is the answer to the question as to how the yogi is situated. The senses are compared to venomous serpents. They want to act very loosely and without restriction. The yogi or the devotee must be very strong to control the serpents, like a snake charmer. He never allows them to act independently. There are many injunctions in the revealed scriptures. Some of them are do nots and some of them are do's. Unless one is able to follow the do's and the do nots, restricting oneself from sense enjoyment, it is not possible to be firmly fixed in Krishna consciousness. The best example set herein is a tortoise. The tortoise can at any moment wind up his senses and exhibits them again at any time for particular purposes. Similarly, the senses of the Krishna conscious person are used only for some particular purpose in the service of the Lord, and they are withdrawn otherwise. Arjuna is being taught here to use his senses for the service of the Lord instead of for his own satisfaction. Keeping the senses always in the service of the Lord is the example set by the analogy of the tortoise, who keeps the senses within.
Okay. So Lord Krishna is giving an example because Arjuna wanted to know about how does he sit. So how does he sit? What does he do when he's not active, when he's not engaging his senses? So Lord Krishna describes here one is able to withdraw the senses. You know the senses? How many senses have we got? Ramya? How many senses we have? Ramya Maraji?
Five.
Five senses, right? And do you know what the sense objects are?
Eyes, nose, skin, mouth, ears.
That's the senses, right? Now what are the sense objects? What's the sense object for the tongue?
Mind.
No. No. What happens when we use the tongue? Taste.
Tongue. Taste. Oh, tongue. Okay, taste. Yes.
Taste is the object, the sense, right? The object, the tongue. The tongue is the sense, and the sense object is the taste. And the eyes, what's the sense object going to be?
For seeing.
Seeing, right. And the nose?
For smell.
Right. And the ear?
To hear.
Right. And the skin?
Listen. To feel.
Yeah, touch, right? The sense of touch or feel, right? So these are the sense objects. So we keep the senses away from the sense objects. Withdraw the senses from the sense object. What's the most difficult of the five senses to control, Ramya?
Tongue.
The tongue,
According to
right?
me, at least.
Yeah, we all have difficulty with the tongue, right? We eat too much. Eat too much, or we eat the wrong things. So we have to keep the tongue away not taste anything.
Only eating, Guru Maharaj. Sometimes we used to hurt others by words.
Oh, I
Sometimes.
know. Well, that's the other problem with the tongue. When we're not eating, we're speaking. And we
Yes.
often speak the bad words. We hurt people, we make enemies, and we make our life miserable. So Krishna gives the example about the tortoise can withdraw its limbs within. Just like, you know, you open the arms, right? Everybody sit up and open your arms, stretch your arms out, right? Are you all sitting up, stretching your arms out? Yes? Do it.
Yes.
This is extending the senses, right? And now bring your arms back in, fold them, put your hands on your chest, right? That's withdrawing the senses, right? We bring the senses back in. So the tortoise is like that he can extend his limbs, and then when there's any danger, he'll bring his everything within under the shell. You just sit under the shell. So this is example given by Lord Krishna here. This is about how the self-realized soul, how he can control his senses. The yogi is able to control the senses according to his plan. Are we controlled by the sense? Are we the controller, or are we controlled by the senses? There's a Goswami and there's a Godas. Go means the senses, and Swami means the controller, and Das means the servant. So somebody's the servant of the senses, and somebody's the controller of the senses. Just like if there's a dog, and there's some food around, the dog can smell the food. Immediately the dog will be there. He wants to get some food. He's very much controlled by the senses. He picks up the smell and he comes over and the tongue is out and he's ready. He just wants to taste. Because very difficult for an animal to control his senses. And it's also difficult for a lot of people to control their senses. So we don't tell people you have to fast, but we say you must be vegetarian. Don't eat meat, fish, or eggs. And better not to eat onion and garlic. These things also. Just eat vegetarian food. And then even better than vegetarian food is to eat prasadam, food offered to Krishna. So if one only eats prasadam, that is real control of the senses. But if we go here and there just to satisfy the tongue, we eat everything, drink everything, oh, then you'll never control the mind. The mind will never be peaceful. So Srila Prabhupada said, senses are like venomous serpents, right? Big poison snakes. So they can act they can give us a lot of trouble very loosely, without restriction. But the yogi or the devotee, he has control. And Prabhupada said, just like a snake charmer. Sometimes if you're in India, you go to Jaipur and you see the man there, he comes with a basket and he sits down and he plays his pipe, and then the cobra comes up out of the basket and the cobra's dancing because the man is playing his flute. So the snake is controlled by the snake charmer. If there was no snake charmer there, it would be very dangerous. But so long as the snake charmer is there, he can charm the snake by the sound of his pipe. He's able to control the snake. So the same way our senses are like snakes, and we have to control them. We have to be like the snake charmer. How do we control the senses? Who knows? Tanmoy, how do we control the senses?
Not sure, Prabhu, just by persevering and fixing mind on Krishna, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but how are you going to fix your mind on Krishna?
Giving up the result of the work to Krishna to do karma, maybe?
No, that
No?
will be hard. You have to chant by chanting,
yes.
by the chanting of the holy name. The chanting of the holy name is the real way to fix the mind on Krishna. So when our senses start to give us trouble, we have to chant. We have to call out to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, help me, save me. I'm attracted. I want to enjoy. My senses want to enjoy. So what? Have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The holy name will help us, will protect us. Right? So here they're giving the example about the tortoise, right? So tortoise, he can bring the senses back in. So the same way, Krishna conscious person, he will use his senses for Krishna, and when he's not using the senses for Krishna, then what will he do? Then he will withdraw the senses. He will simply chant the holy name. Just like Prabhupada said, Arjuna is being taught to use his senses for the service of Krishna. So we use our senses for Krishna's service. And when there's no service to do, then what are you going to do, Vaishnavi?
Guru Maharaj simply chants the holy name when there is no service.
Right, yes. We have to chant the holy name. Just like there's a story like that about the one king. He got this one bottle, and inside the bottle there was this one genie. So when he opened the bottle, the genie came out, and the genie said, now give me something to do. So the king had a lot to do. He had a whole kingdom. So he sent the genie to go do that, do this, do that, clean the place, sweep this, clean that, wash that, paint this. So he kept the genie busy for a long time. But then he ran out of things to do. He said, what to do now? He said, oh, okay, climb up the tree. And he said, he climbed up the tree. He said, well, now what do I do? He said, come down. Now go back up. Now come down. Now go back up. Just kept the genie go up and down the tree. And whenever there's something to do, say, okay, now you go and do that. Come back. And then go back up and down the tree. So devotee like that, we have service to do. And when we don't have service, then we chant. We have our beads. We always have more rounds to chant. We need to do more chanting. We need to increase always. We can never think, oh, I'm doing enough. I did my 1 round. I did my 4 rounds today, or even I did my 16 rounds today. We should always want to do more. We want to do more chanting. So whenever there's no service, we chant. And when there's service to do, okay, we do our service for Krishna. Use the senses for Krishna. The service is finished, then do more chanting. This way, keep ourselves always safe. Just like the turtle, he brings his senses in. So we protect ourselves by taking shelter of the holy name, Krishna. Okay? Go ahead.
Hema Mataji, do you want to read this? Hema Mataji? Vishaya Vinivartante.
Yes. Vishaya Vinivartante Nera. nirharasya dehina rasavarjana raso payasya paramadarstha nirvatet. Translation: though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste of the sense object remains. But causing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness, purpose. Unless one is transcendentally situated, it is not possible to case for sense enjoyment. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulations is something like restricting a diseased person from certain types of eatables. The patients who are neither like such restrictions nor lost his taste for eatables. Similarly, sense restrictions by some spiritual process like Ashtanga Yoga in the matter of yama, niyama, asana, pranayana, pratyahara, dharana, dhanya, etc. is recommended for less intelligent person who have to better knowledge. But one who has tasted the beauty of the Supreme Lord Krishna is a course of his advancement in Krishna consciousness. No longer has the taste of for dead material things. Therefore, restrictions are there for the less intelligent neopathics in the spiritual advancement of life. But such restrictions are only good until one actually has a taste of Krishna consciousness. When one is actually Krishna consciousness, he automatically loses his taste for pale things. Hare Krishna.
So this is a very well-known verse, often quoted. Krishna is speaking about the param dristva nivartate, the higher taste, right? We all want to get that higher taste. How to get the higher taste? We have the lower taste, we want to get the higher taste. The higher taste means Krishna consciousness. We give the example, just like a young child may be putting some stones in the mouth. Right? You have a young child, young baby, and somehow they get these marbles or stones and they put them in the mouth because they like to have things in the mouth. And so they put something in the mouth which shouldn't be there. So naturally you're worried. You don't want the child to go and swallow that stone or marble. So you tell the child, here, take that out of your mouth and take this. I will give you candy bar. I will give you some chocolate. I'll give you something to put, I'll give you a biscuit or something. So the child is trying to put stones in the mouth, no taste in the stone. But if he gets biscuit, then very happy, right? He's getting some taste. He's tasted a higher taste, better taste. So Krishna consciousness is like that. Some Prabhupada gives an example about how people trying to control the senses. So they may try to control the senses. How will they do it? Just like you have a problem with the tongue. What will you do? You have a problem. You could try fasting, right? Have you ever fasted, Ramya? Did you ever fast?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, always on Saturday.
Every Saturday fasting?
Yes.
Oh, the whole day?
Not the whole day, only morning and night.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about Padma? You also do fasting?
Yes, Gurudev. Yes, Gurudev.
Yes.
Many times.
Yeah. And
For Gaura Purnima
okay.
and
Vaishnava
Narasimha
festival.
Chaturdasi.
What
I go.
about Mona?
Yeah, I go Nirjal.
Did you ever do Monavrat, Ramya? Monavrat, vow of silence.
No. Not even tried once.
Couldn't try that, yeah? What about you, Padma? Did you try Monavrat?
No, I think it's of no use. 1 hour.
Yeah, Monavrat, very difficult for women, I think.
Then we can't chant also.
Yeah, right. Well, but that's the real silence. When you
Yes.
just chant, that is Monavrat. That's the real sound. Someone asked, they said to Prabhupada, what is the sound of silence? You know the sound of silence? Prabhupada said, chanting Hare Krishna. That is the sound of silence.
Oh.
Mm. So when we're chanting Hare Krishna, very nice. So anyway, some yogis, they try to control the senses and they will do things like that, you know, restrict the monavrat, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. You know, they try to stop everything. But in Krishna consciousness, we try to just simply do everything in relation to Krishna, doing everything for Krishna. Speaking for Krishna and tasting for Krishna, everything is done in Krishna consciousness. In Krishna conscious life, everything is dedicated like that. We eat for Krishna. We don't just eat for sense gratification. We don't just cook for our tongue. We cook for Krishna. Cooking for Krishna, clean the house because it's Krishna's house. We have to take care of our bodies because this body is also Krishna's. Krishna's given it. We have to use it for his service. So this way we get a higher taste. We feel actual pleasure when we do these things, when we do it for Krishna. When you work for Krishna, it's pleasing. You want to work more. Devotees will work so hard to put on a festival for Krishna. In material life, you know, we don't like to work hard. We feel, oh, I'm tired, or I don't like this job, and you know, we want to go home. But working for Krishna is a pleasure. We want to work more. We get so much enjoyment, so much happiness from it. So this is a higher taste. So there's the lower taste and the higher taste. The lower taste is done, you do everything for the body, for the pleasure of our body, our mind, like that. But the higher taste is you do it in Krishna consciousness. So that when we do it in Krishna consciousness, then we're actually fixed. We're very steady in that. We want to do it more. Okay?
Guru Maharaj, the children, they are studying in the school and the people, they are working, they can also do it in Krishna conscious way, Guru Maharaj. How the children can think and study, how they can offer it to Krishna?
Well, they should think that whatever I learn, we should see it, try to see the knowledge and the teachings, we should try to understand it all in relation to Lord Krishna. That we're studying, just like you may study geography, you study about the world, the different countries, and so rivers and mountains, you should understand this is all part of Krishna's creation. Krishna has created all of this. When we study history, we'll hear about so many things of the past, what people did. We can understand this was all people acting in ignorance, without knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So they're all fighting in ignorance. They're fighting over the body and ignorance. So we can understand everything. Science also, when we study science, this is the study of Krishna's energy. That who is the scientist behind this? Who created all these things? Who created all of the elements? Where did they come from? So devotee knows Krishna is behind everything. Krishna is the real scientist. Krishna is, everything comes from him. So all the different teachings, the different knowledge and so on, it's all coming from Krishna. He is the supreme. He is the cause of all causes. So in this way, devotee sees everything as being part of Krishna's creation. We don't see anything separate from Krishna. All the technology which is here, all the motor cars and computers and everything, these are all different creations which are, they've been facilitated by Lord Krishna. He's behind everything. So a devotee knows how to use everything in Krishna's service. We don't want to use, we don't think of anything for our own sense gratification. We want to use it for Krishna. That's the important thing. So education, we get education so that we can be a better devotee, so that we can serve Krishna better. We can do more service for Krishna. You get nice education, learn languages, learn how to write nicely, so many things. You can do all of this in service to Krishna. Isn't it?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, will we go ahead?
Nitya, do you want to read this? Guru Maharaj, it's 11:26. Do you have the next class, Guru Maharaj? I just want to.
Oh yeah, okay, we'll chant one round now. Okay, let's chant. Yeah, we can do this. We can do that one tomorrow. We'll chant now. Okay.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Okay, so
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Guru
Hare
Maharaj. Bon weekend.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada.
Hare
Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much,
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna Prabhu. Vaishnavi,
Hare Krishna.
did you fix a date for the Govardhan Puja or Diwali program?
Yes, Maharaj, I was supposed to ask you about it, request you that if we can celebrate with you the Govardhan Puja on November 15th, actually, according to ISKCON Europe calendar, it falls for us on November 15th, Sunday, Guru Maharaj.
Sunday, yeah?
Yeah, and it's a Diwali and Govardhan Puja for us. I don't know what is for you at Mayapur. It's November 14 or 15.
Okay, and what time are you going to have?
Guru Maharaj, you have many other classes, so you tell us an approximate time which you are comfortable, Guru Maharaj, or should I tell you the timings from us, different timings, or what you want, Guru Maharaj, how we should go about it?
Well,
Like this time is also fine for us. 10 o'clock for us, for you, the 2:30, right, Guru Maharaj?
yeah.
3 o'clock.
Is that good time? 10 o'clock in the morning for you to do Govardhan Puja and Diwali?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, that's a good time for us. Sunday, yeah.
So we'll have program on Saturday and on Sunday.
No, Guru Maharaj, we can just have it on Sunday alone.
Oh, no program
Yeah,
on.
because, yeah, I can ask everybody and tell you, Guru Maharaj, because I don't want to use your time for attendance.
Okay, so you let me know.
Yeah, what do you think, Guru Maharaj? You want one? You can do it on Saturday and Sunday also, or what is your preference, Guru Maharaj?
I don't mind. I'm free. Yeah, for me it's okay.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, then fine, Guru Maharaj. Yeah. Saturday we can have the same Bhagavad Gita class and then Govardhan Puja, Guru Maharaj. Usually we celebrate Govardhan Puja in Geneva very nicely with everyone. But this year, we cannot meet personally, and we are very fortunate to have you and celebrate together with you, Guru Maharaj.
Okay. So we'll have to decide more. But yeah, okay.
Yeah. Guru Maharaj, do you have any classes on Sunday, Guru Maharaj? Oh.
I only started a few minutes ago. I was working on PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Everybody, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Prabhupada. Jai
Hare
Vaishnavi.
Krishna.
Thank you, Vaishnavi.
Thank you. Thank you so much.